My name is Rich Arthur. I'm here to get micropigmentation for my scalp. I am a fitness trainer, and I've been in the fitness industry for the last 35 years. I've always been in fitness to some degree, whether it be a trainer, a GM, fitness director, but somewhere I've been involved in fitness in some capacity. In 2007, due to years of training in Huntington Beach and the coast and training outside, I developed a lot of melasma, sun damage through the years, and decided it was time to see if I could find some kind of medical solution to lessen the effects of the sun damage. And when I started my treatments, I began with IPL laser, which is an intense pulse laser. My next one was a Fraxel laser, then a Thermage laser, then a Cutera laser, then deep chemical peels, then V-beam laser, and then ultra lightning peels with hydroquinone, and then finally the medical tattooing. Tens of thousands of dollars later, and a lot of scarring. That's why I chose to come and have the micropigmentation as my last alternative. I actually thought of having it done before I had the medical tattooing, and I wish I had done that. Again, thousands of dollars later, wish I had done that, because I have a feeling that it's going to really be what I was searching for. I believe it could be giving me some semblance of a normal, I'm not always looking at scars all the time. And if it could hide it and make it blend and make it, even halfway, because I've been wearing hats for way too long and hiding it. I would not like to hide it anymore. And after speaking with Pierre, I really trust him, and I thought this could work. He reminded me of me. He does his work in an artistic fashion like I do my training. It's his passion, and after hearing my story, he wanted to sign on and see if he could help. In a perfect scenario, perfect world, I would like to look in the mirror and not see the scarring anymore. I'd like to see it gone. I'd like to see something miraculous that covers it, that blends it, that gives me a uniform appearance on my skin once again that I used to have, over 10 years ago. I believe scalp micropigmentation can be the answer I've been searching for, and can give me that uniform look that I've tried so desperately in my search to find. It's been a long time coming, and just the thought that I could have a normal skin appearance again would be just awesome.
How are you feeling?
So much better than I was before this journey began. It's not even comparable. I'm just really, I'm still kind of blown away by it. The treatment was in stages because Pierre is kind of an artist, and he and I were kind of working together to make it the best that it can be. And I had unique challenges that we had to overcome. I mean, the journey has been awesome comparatively compared to every treatment I ever had. It's amazing. It's amazing compared to everything. I wish I had met Pierre from the get-go, before all the other things I had done. If I had met him before any of that, wow, it would have been transforming. It still is, actually. It was a slow build, basically, like any other treatment, because everything he did was very methodical, and he built each time based on the results I was getting each treatment. So he kind of went off of me, and he just kind of said, okay, let's work together. I would tell him something, give him feedback, he'd give me feedback, and then we would go from there. And it kept building and building and building. All of a sudden, confidence wasn't a problem. The discoloration I had before, I pretty much kept hidden as much as I could. I wore a lot of hats, you know, whatever it took to kind of, you know, hide it. And what's funny is now that I'm not hiding anymore, you know, it's sort of like I'm, you know, flourishing. So people are just like, wow, I had no idea, you know, you're always wearing hats, you know, and now I'm not. So they're like, wow, that's you look awesome, you know. I am, well, beyond happy. It's been transforming in so many ways. But I had a feeling, you know, from the very first time I talked to him, I have a feeling this one's different. I had so many treatments and so many hopeful moments that were totally extinguished quickly with scars and everything else. But you know, he just seemed different, and I was right. I went with my gut, and through the whole evolution of our treatments, you know, it kind of came to fruition in the most amazing way. It was all of a sudden I'm like looking, I'm like, wow, you know, he's an artist. Pierre, from the beginning, was probably the first person that I've contacted to help me that actually listened. And I actually didn't even think of it in terms of anything other than healing my scars. But he took it way beyond that. He said, not only can we do that, I think we can create a new hairline. I think we can create a new youthful look for you. I think we can create something that you hadn't even thought of or even imagined. And he worked with me each time. He was very patient. He cares so much about what he does for a living that he pours his heart and soul into it, and it started to show through in all the treatments that I had received. When Pierre and I started to reconstruct my hairline through the treatments and camouflage or take away the scarring that had occurred over the last, you know, 10 years that I had actually been through bad treatments. It was all about, okay, let's create something natural. We're not going to be able to take it all away because there was a lot of scarring, and there still is. But he said, let's do whatever we can to minimize it and make it as natural and where I wasn't going to be self-consumed by the scarring anymore. It's kind of what I was always hoping for any of the treatments that I've been paying all this money for. I finally meet the person that could give it to me, and now I'm experiencing it. What he did for me is more than I actually expected could be done by anyone, especially with all the damage that had occurred. I'm like, I really didn't think he could do much other than, you know, and he did even more than I would have ever expected. And I'm so grateful for that.